Get ready for the revolution. It's coming to you now. It's coming to you now. You're gonna see an evolution. It'll never bring us down. No, they'll never bring us down. Get ready for the revolution. Get ready for the revolution. It's coming to you now. It's coming to you now. You're gonna see an evolution. It'll never bring us down. No, they'll never bring us down. Get ready for the revolution.
Hello, everybody. It's Mel and
Anna. Hello.
We are live, and not that you ain't seen us live before, right? But welcome to our very first live stream, formal, official, you've got it, the bomb Bookkeeper Revolution show. How are you feeling today, Anne?
A little bit nervous.
It's just us having a chat, right? With just 9,000 other people in the group. We'll be fine.
I know, we'll be fine. It's totally all good.
So today's, I'm getting some mic echo. It might be you, Anne's. We'll see how we go. We might have a few technical issues here just as we get our very first live stream show set up. But really what we're going to talk about today is us, our journey, how we sort of founded the group, why we're here, and also about the upcoming guests that we've got coming in this week ahead. And essentially we're doing 2 weeks of live shows, and then we'll kick back into a regular schedule. But Anna, tell us a little bit about who we've got coming up in this week.
Oh, coming up in this week, we have the wonderful Trent McLaren from DiviPay.
Love you, Trent.
That's going to be really cool to chat with him. And we all go back a long way as well, which is really cool in our journeys. Ethan from Practice Ignition, so the wonderful PI app.
Powerful proposals with PI, yes.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so many of our students and so many we know use it, and it's a fantastic, fantastic tool. We have, who else do we have? We have Jim, Jim Miranda, who's one of our coaches here, and he coaches a lot on mindset. So super excited for that discussion. And finally, we have our wonderful Emma, who's another one of our coaches.
Our organic queen of marketing. You do not want to miss that one. Emma's fantastic. And she's actually a bookkeeper, like she's one of us. Exactly.
So it's super exciting to have them all lined up this week, and we've got even more cool people the week after.
Yes. Fun time. So their sessions will be streamed every day, same time, same Bookkeeper Revolution channel. They're also streaming across our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and they'll be available on Instagram TV as well. So there's heaps of places you can tune in and watch. If you're interested in actually recommending someone as a guest, or there's a particular topic that you want us to talk about, let us know. Like drop a note in the comments, or if you want to actually be a guest on our show and share some of your own story, Right, we want to talk to you. So this is a large group, and there's lots of people in here that have got great journeys and great stories, but also have a lot of knowledge that potentially they can share as well around growth in their bookkeeping business. Um, Ariel, great to see you here. Janice, lovely to see you here too. But what I want to really kick off today, and I promise, Anna, I won't talk too much. Just cut me off if you need to.
Of course.
So many people have asked us, well, how did this whole concept come around? And Anna and I sort of thought, well, let's just talk about that now, right? Because we keep
Yeah.
getting asked. So here it is. So the story, the truth, the real truth. Do you want to start or do you want me to end?
I guess we could even start right back. Like the first time Mel and I met each other was mid 2012 in Sydney. And yeah, when I was working at Xero as an account manager, and Mel had come to become one of my clients. So we
Can you remember
started,
the first conversation we ever had?
yeah, I do. Mel said to me, I want to become a Xero Gold partner within a year. And at that stage was just starting the business. And I said, great, let's do it. And we did it. And Mel did it and just absolutely nailed it over that whole year, and just took marketing to another level, and growing that business was amazing to watch and be a part of.
It was a lot of fun. I'll never forget when I opened my first office and you came up to do Xero work for a few days, and you based yourself out of my office, and I was like, oh, my Xero rep's coming to the office. And it was really exciting. And in a couple of months,
Yeah.
I'd just gone from being myself to having 3 people on the team and having an
Mhm.
office, and it was exciting, right on the
It was.
riverbank in Maitland. It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful spot, and it was a lot of fun to be involved with, and just to see the direction and the journey of both of us, and that we've been on over the last 9 years.
And what a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people hear my story because I'm the noisy, loud one that's out the front all the time. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Anna actually is a bookkeeper too, which
Yeah.
is how she came to be at Xero, but had her own practice. And you went, basically managed your business right through a massive earthquake and disaster in New Zealand and came out
Mhm.
the other side. Tell us a little bit about your journey, lovely. Thanks, Ariel. You're inspiring too. Beautiful.
So, so 2009, I decided that I was going to step out on my own and build my bookkeeping business, because I just had a real passion for helping small businesses, and I'd learned about this tool called Xero back in
Oh, the
2008.
cloud was like, ooh, back then, wasn't it?
It really was. It really was. And my Xero account manager signed me up. I think I signed an actual piece of paper to sign up as an account manager back then. And not an account manager, an actual bookkeeper partner. And I built my business up, and I think I implemented ways that nobody else was doing at that stage, because I love with businesses going in and being able to put automation in and effectively do myself out of a job. So that was how I worked my business, and I soon learned that that's not very economical when you're on an hourly basis. So
It doesn't work. As we say, it
no.
doesn't serve us and it doesn't serve the client either.
No, exactly. So I built my business up, had an amazing client base. I just absolutely loved them. Very, very diverse crew. But the one thing that they mostly had in common was that they were super passionate business owners that were not good at doing their books. And we've all seen that. And so then the Christchurch earthquake happened, and I just decided that, I was early 30s at that stage. And I had to make that decision of that next step. And I didn't know how to take that next step of, replacing myself in the business, growing it. What did I want to do? So I looked at that direction and decided to sell the client base, sell the business, and moved to Australia to see what happened, and started
Yay!
working with Xero before I even moved over. So got a job with them way back in 2011. So there's, I think about 13 of us at that stage in the country, and only just over 100 of us globally back then. So it was really fun to be able to come over and cause a lot of disruption and show Xero to the Australian bookkeepers and accountants, and take them on a journey in direction of what I'd experienced.
If everyone sees me looking around places because I'm managing the show, like, so we do everything ourselves here, no production team.
No.
It is an amazing story, and one of the things that I love the most about your journey is like you were such an early adopter. Like you adopted cloud in 2019. You were
9.
already 2009. Come on,
Yeah,
10 years.
that's enough.
Get that coffee. I'm really rocking the Camilla brand again today. You should
Yeah.
sponsor me, Camilla Australia. But also you've got your head around the fact that hourly billing just was really not serving you. And, you know, that's a big realization. We've seen literally thousands of
Mm,
people over the last 5 years or so, really going through this process of just making that one change. One
yeah.
change in their business has these incredible second and third, fourth and fifth order consequences around their lives as well.
Yeah.
And not only just for them, for their clients. And
Correct.
we'll talk a lot about that because we're both really passionate about making sure that you're running as a profitable, service-based business.
Mhm.
Otherwise, why be in business? You
Exactly.
might as well go get a job,
Yep.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I want to change the direction of the chat a little bit more now around how we actually came up with the idea
Mm.
Bookkeeper Revolution.
It was probably over a wine. Yeah.
Funny that.
Most likely.
I'm a real sucker for a Pinot Noir, but Anna has swayed me to being a white drinker. I've definitely like, big bodied Chardonnays now. So
Mm,
thank you, Anna, for
that's okay.
diversifying my palate.
My pleasure.
So, I'll share my why, and I know
Mm.
you'll jump in and share yours, but I think to continue the journey on, so Anna obviously went through her bookkeeping business launch and then went to work for Xero. I kind of did the same thing.
Exactly.
So, um, Ariel's joining us with a Moscato. Ariel, I think you're one of us, girl.
Yeah.
Um, so I grew the business. Most of you know that journey was 120 clients in a year to just $1 million in revenue. It was amazing. No paid traffic, all organic,
Mhm.
networking across, Facebook, which was a very new platform around sort of 2012, 13.
Yeah.
And the same strategies that I used then, I still use like right now. They're
Mhm.
no different. And one of the things I talk about a lot is that marketing and sales is just all about building relationships.
Mhm.
And, Anna and I are both good at that in different ways. We've got both different gifts and talents. But I kind of followed in Anna's
Mhm.
footsteps. And Anna really kind of was the founder of really bringing the bookkeeping community together here in Australia and New Zealand. There was a base there, but through her work with Xero really kind of brought us together.
Mm.
And so Anna moved on from Xero and I kind of jumped in and really followed in her footsteps and continued to build on
Yes.
what you had created, Anna. And so
Mhm.
there was just even much more of a connection. And I think it was over a wine. We said, why don't we just create a Facebook group?
Yeah.
And here we are.
Exactly. All these years later.
Yeah, and so then we moved on. We both did, other things. Like I was in Xero for 5 years and
Mhm.
had traveled the world and spoke on all different topics across different industry events and really pushed me into a public speaking situation, which really scared me at first. Surprise,
Mm.
surprise, but really did. So I spent a lot of time really crafting and learning that skill, and it is a skill. I had a lot of
Mhm.
fun doing that. But then Anna, kind of you went on a bit of a journey into travel.
I did. I did. I got into, I guess, a few of the other startups in the ecosystem, and then totally diversed off into a RegTech startup, which was really interesting for a couple of years. And then,
And becoming the queen of client success, I might add.
correct, love looking after clients. That's definitely my passion. And yeah, then just made that decision after 9 years in Australia and 8 in Sydney that it was time to go travel. And it was time to explore the world and, see where it took me. And I was meant to be a digital nomad and working, running this business and connecting with everybody. So I headed off to South America for a while until, I guess, 2020 hit and landed back in New Zealand mid-March.
We're going to go back a little bit there because during that time, obviously I'd moved on from Xero and literally was twiddling my thumbs going, what am I going to do next? Like,
Yes.
what's next? And
Yeah.
I kind of said to Anna, I want to develop an education program, which we'd already done. When I was at Xero, I created a program there called Grow Your Practice, and it was very successful. It ran for 3 years, and on average, we saw people that went through that program have a revenue increase of 50%. It was highly successful. But when you're with software companies, you can only take your education so deep. It's based around utilizing the software. I really wanted to teach people around, what Anna and I had done around marketing, around how to sell, really how to have that successful business. So I messaged Anna and I said, look, I know you're going to Canada and South America and all this stuff, but we can make this work. We can make this work. We've been working remotely for years. What's different? So I kind of talked you into it, didn't I?
Yeah, just a little bit. and the universe did as well, I think, with a couple of things that happened along the way to make these, really push me out of my comfort zone as well.
Well, I think I want to go back to what happened in March 2020. Well, obviously the world changed with the pandemic, and Anna was in Chile at the time. What time is it in the morning you called me? 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or something?
Some crazy time.
Just like, I've got to get out, Mel. I don't know what to do. Tell us about that journey because it was very pivotal.
It was really pivotal, and because I had this dream ahead of me, and thankfully the dream changed a couple of times, and I traveled all through South America and then settled into Chile, and that dream was working remotely, and we'd kicked off, and I was working out of Pucón in Chile and loved it. Absolutely adorable place. But it was around the 14th of March where the prime ministers of both countries were like, Kiwis and Aussies, you need to come home. And that's when it got real that last year was, something was changing. So I had conversations, and thankfully I've got some very level-headed friends that helped me to make those decisions and helped me through the coming week as I managed to leave where I was and get back to New Zealand, and all the changes and the drama that was happening in Chile at the time as well. And it was very pivotal, and led me back to coming back to New Zealand and isolating in the beautiful Queenstown for about 8 weeks.
Oh, someone's got to do it.
Someone had to do it. It was absolutely stunning. And walking on the lake each day, and working remotely from the Airbnb that we were staying at. And it was amazing, and it just really led me on to these next steps of what do I want to be doing, where do I want to be based, who am I, and number one question I think I got asked in 2020 was, how are you feeling? Your dreams got dashed, and it's just another part of the journey. It's another part of that direction. Yes, my dreams got dashed, but I was very grateful that I had so much experience beforehand, and I was also able to get home. So
I still remember you landing in Melbourne and you rang me from the airport, and she was cool as a cucumber, and I'm bawling my eyes out going, oh, you're home, I can't talk. So like, I know, and this is I mean, we've been friends for a long time, and I think, this is one of the beautiful things when you develop a business partner and have that great relationship that, you've got each other's backs. And I know a lot of you are in sole operating bookkeeping businesses, and even if you don't have somebody that is in the business with you, just having somebody that, is on your side of the court, that's gone, hey, if I've got you, and I know that's what you and I have, Ans, and it's well, it's really strong, and it's family not family and nuclear family, but family in business family. And I
Yeah.
love you and appreciate you, Ans.
No, thanks. I hit you, and I just think back to like March last year and the amount of times I called because there was so many changes, and I'm like, I just don't know what to do. And I just needed, you're sitting there in a strange country, and you're like, not strange, but a different country, and I just don't know what to do. And you also, on one hand, just have a heart for the place and want to stay, but at the same time, no, actually, if this is all really going to turn, then I really need to get out. And it's safer to be back in my home country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you bought a house and,
Exactly.
all sorts of stuff. And I built a new house. Like it's been, I think we both had houses in a pandemic and all the rest of it. But 2020 definitely was an interesting year. And
was.
I think, Anna, you got home and I moved into my new house. It was at that time Anna and I could see the need that was there in the bookkeeping community. And so we really doubled down really hard at that time within our programs that we work in. We were doing daily coaching. We created a whole lot of content on Facebook ads and marketing. And some of our students had lost complete books of clients and were literally having to start again. And so, Anna and I knew at that time that we had to do something. So we kind of really doubled down and went, right, let's get people moving. And some of the results that some of our clients have had during that time have been amazing. And then, people since then as well. But that moment in time is very much, at the forefront of my mind and my heart because, we were having daily coaching sessions with, beautiful women that were coming to us. Not that we don't love you guys, but we are very woman heavy.
Yeah.
The guys that you do come in, you got to put up with girly stuff. So, but stories, and it just made me so grateful every day for what I do have and what we were able to actually pay forward and share. And this time around in Australia right now, we are in lockdown. Are you still in lockdown in New Zealand, Anna?
Correct. Yes, we are for another probably couple of weeks.
Yeah. And I know Monique Gannon, if you are listening, great to see you out and about. Monique's one of our long-term clients and she's in Canada, 14 months. 14 months of lockdown she went through and turned up to every coaching clinic, was so supportive and encouraging to other people in the community. Monique, we can't wait to have you on as a guest to share that. It's a very, very special story. So we've seen photos of her out in the lake and doing fun things outdoors. So it's awesome. So the next part of the journey, what happened next, Ants?
What happened next? There's so many parts of the story. I think what we really found together was we found our genius zones, and I allow Mel to stay in her genius zone because I love supporting and talking to the students and taking them, being there for them on that success journey. And that frees Mel up to focus on her genius of coaching.
I do my fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
She just has to manage me and put up with me every day.
Correct. So I have the success and operations side, really, and you have the creation and the marketing, the fun side. Yeah.
We do have another piece to the puzzle, Andrew, but he's kind of hidden away. We might bring him out.
Yeah, keep him in the background.
Andrew's heading up our advisory part of what we do. One of the big things, the whole guts and motivation around Bookkeeper Revolution, why we're doing what we're doing, is to really help bookkeepers advance their skills. I mean, 5 years ago when Anna and I were working in Xero, the biggest message to the market at that time was you've got to move away from compliance to advisory. And really that's what Bookkeeper Revolution is all about. It's all about becoming a premium service provider that we know that data entry is commoditized. Like the race to zero is on for that, right? To, managing compliance and data entry is just, becoming more cookie cutter all the time. So what we wanted to do was work out, well, how can we really help bookkeepers skill up, right? And someone's made a great comment. I just don't know who it is. Diana from New Zealand. Great. Diana said she reminds us of her and Kelly.
I just don't wear any high heels. Who wears the
I do
bobbers
that,
for
but not
too?
since I broke my
Yeah.
ankle. Anyway, coming back to my story. So we really wanted to actually help bookkeepers learn how to sell, but most of all, work out what they're selling, right?
Yes.
Because you've got to know what you're selling. And also making those products premium service products.
Yes.
So actually getting the skills that you need to be more than just a data entry bookkeeper, right? So learning how to actually walk alongside your clients, learning to understand how the numbers actually apply to that business, what's important to measure. And so these are really, really important things. And over the last few years, Anna and I have really been working hard in our programs
Yep.
to help that process happen. And even that, that includes pricing, moving away from hourly to package pricing, which Anna's, lived it. She's been there, done it. So that's really what Bookkeeper Revolution is all about. It's really about taking the traditional bookkeeper who we are. If you're in that spot and you're going, I need to go to the next level,
Yeah.
then this is the community, this is the place that you want to be in. All of our guests that we bring in will be actually all talking around things that are all about that topic. Advising your clients, being a premium service provider, and actually doing more than traditional bookkeeping, right?
Yeah.
Now I know some of you might be starting on your journey, and that's okay. You're still going to get value and support here. So, Ans, tell us a little bit about the last 6 months. We've had a really good run with students that have been making some really, really strong headway in their businesses.
Really do, and it's interesting because there's been so many times I've been asked about the direction and the journey and milestones along, but everybody is so different, which I love. There's no everybody's journey, everybody's business is also specific to them, which is great. But watching Jane and achieving her results last year, and she was one that she just
Jane
got in.
Kilsby, we love you.
Yeah,
Jane's even done some coaching for us now. She's awesome. We love you,
yeah.
Jane.
And she really took her marketing and her growth in her business and just focused on where she wanted to focus on and hit those numbers, got the Facebook ads rolling and took them to the next level and got lots of new clients in. So then you've got Monique, who through a pandemic has grown her business and increased her revenue by 40%. So
It's amazing.
it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And along with that, completely changing her business. So Cynthia, who started with us and just took her journey and rolled with it and went through the training, went
We
back
love
through the
Cynthia.
training, and then just got her train going and has now grown and employed her daughters and other people and grown that business to 10 to 15K per month. And
Is
and just
amazing.
amazing and just hitting goals and inspiring people left, right, and center, including us. So
I know, it's really a lot of people ask us about Cynthia, and don't worry, we're going to have her on a guest, and literally we're going to be wrapping up. We have gone a little over time today, everyone, but I think we just wanted to chat with everybody. One of the things that really attributed to Cynthia's success is that she showed up, she came to the
yes,
coaching, she invested in herself, she took the action, and she just continued. So essentially rinse and repeat, and she got the results. It's one of the most common things that we see with people is that if you continually take that action, the results will come. And it's one simple thing, but a lot of the time we get discouraged because we may not see the results of our actions or the fruits of our labor straight away. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for
yeah.
that to happen. But what does the
Mm,
Pantene ad say? It won't happen overnight, but it will happen.
correct. And it is about that. It's about setting those goals. It's about focusing on that one thing each day
Yeah.
to just keep moving forward and each little step. Like no one climbs Everest in a day. Like it's not done. It's done in a
Couldn't
whole
even get on the train to get out of the hotel, I don't think.
We're on the plane to land up at that airport. But like there's so many steps along the journey. And I think everybody wants a magic bullet, and that magic bullet to be able to happen now rather than putting in those foundations and building the structure and building a solid foundation to be able to move forward. And so I think that's a big thing I've seen with so many people succeeding and having success.
I think you just dropped a bit of gold there, Ens. There is no magic bullet.
No,
No, there's
no,
not. There's not.
no.
Definitely not. I mean, even with what we're doing, and we've had a lot of success with our coaching business over the last 2 years. We've taken it global. I traveled to the US in the middle of a pandemic. I know, crazy, right?
Absolutely.
It's hired a lot of people and move things forward, but that took a lot of years of planning and testing things that didn't work.
Yeah.
You see the stuff out the front that did work.
Mhm.
What people don't see behind the scenes is the stuff that didn't. And trust me,
Yeah.
there's hundreds of things that didn't work. But
Yeah.
if I'd given up and Anna had given up, we went, "Oh, this is just too hard. It's not working. I'll just do what I've always done." We would not be here now, and we wouldn't be having this a live stream with you, and we wouldn't be sharing the things that actually do work. So it
Correct.
is about sticking in there and having people around you that when things get tough, that you
Mhm.
can go to, that are gonna give you the right encouragement. That's
Yes.
important because sometimes people you have around you will go, "It's all right, doll. It doesn't matter. Just go back to what you were doing. You were much happier," right?
It's safer having a job. It's it's not safe building a business. That's one I heard quite a lot. "Why are you doing this? It's so safe, so much safer having a job." And it's really not. And so
Yep.
that's something I learned very early on in every aspect, is to put people into buckets about what you discuss with them. You don't necessarily have to cut them out, but you just put them in buckets. Yeah,
Yep.
as to
Put the filter on. Well, we've gone to 32 minutes. Hey, Joe Trelfo, great to see you. We're going to wind up for today. If you are listening to this live stream and you are not in our Facebook group, the link is below. Click on that. Come and join the Facebook group, because Anna and I have got daily live streams coming with great guests. We want some great guests. I need another coffee. We want to be able to support you on your business journey, but not just us, but the community as well. So we've got around 9,000 people in the community, bookkeepers from all over the world, and it's okay. It's a moderated group, right? So we only have positive people in there. If you're not positive, we're just going to boot you out, right? Okay.
Mhm.
So we're very, very strong around making sure we have a very, very positive community and that everyone shares and supportive. So jump on in. Anna and I will see you in there, and we'll see you tomorrow for our next live stream.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Bye.
Bye for now.